Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kwame. In today's video, I'll basically go through reasons why Australia immigration might reject your visa application. Most people get their visas granted and some also get theirs declined. During this week, I had the opportunity to actually review two of my subscribers' visas that got rejected, and I found out similarities in regards to why their visas got rejected, and I've just thought to do a video to advise you guys as to some of the reasons why Australia immigration will reject your visa. So guys, just know that I am not a migration agent, so anything I'm going to talk about in this video, just a general information. Alright, so if you are seeking a professional advice, I'll highly recommend you speak to a migration lawyer. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so applying for visas to Australia is very straightforward. Yes, the process might seem complex, but trust me guys, it is very straightforward. If you are applying for a visa, I'll highly recommend you apply for a visa that you are eligible to. So when you guys go to the homeaffairs.com website, with every visa you want to apply to, they have the visa requirements, and every visa got its documentation. Make sure you go through the eligibility, make sure you go to the requirements, and make sure you go to the documentation, and make sure you are eligible to apply for that visa. Do not just assume that when you apply for the visa, your visa is going to get granted. Most people make these mistakes. Applying for a visa to Australia is not cheap. End of the day, you'll be paying money. End of the day, you're going to waste a lot of time and effort, and getting that rejection is not a good feeling. Okay, so make sure you're eligible to apply for the sort of visa that you want to apply to before going ahead with your visa application. All right, because end of the day, the immigration officer that is going to pick up your your application is also a human being like you. Okay, they have a criteria to go through. So before they give you a visa grant, they'll make sure they've gone through all the checklists and your application meets all the checklists before a visa grant will be given to you. So now let's go through some of the reasons why your Australian visa application will be refused. So mistake number one, incomplete application. Yeah, make sure with every visa you are applying to, the forms you fill in, make sure you fill everything 100%. Do not just submit an incomplete visa application. They will refuse your visa. This is like some of the common mistakes a lot of people make. If you go through questions and you need clarity, make sure you seek advice, okay? Make sure you do more research so you can answer every single question on the visa application form. Submitting an incomplete application will get your visa refused. It's as straightforward as that. Now, reason number two is submitting fraudulent documents. Guys, some people think immigration is, sorry to use this word, stupid. They are not stupid. You have to give them what they want, okay? And make sure you do not submit fake documents. They go through this sort of documentations from each and every country on a daily basis. So yes, they can detect when a document is fake. Do not submit a fake document or fraudulent document. They are going to catch you, all right? So if you really want to get a visa grant, make sure all the sort of documentations you are submitting to the Australian immigration, they are all legit, all right? Do not make this heavy mistake. Now let's move on to reason number three. So reason number three is missing documents. When you go to the Home Affairs website, again, with every visa you're trying to apply to, you need to submit a lot of documents, okay? So make sure you go through a document checklist and make sure you submit every document they are requesting for. This is really important. So for example, let's say if you're applying for visa subclass 482, or you come in here as a skilled migrant, of course they are going to need your your certificates. All right, of course they'll need reference letter from your old employer. Of course they are going to need maybe your IELTS scores, okay? And of course they are going to need like your financial documents. All right, so if they are requesting for some sort of documents, make sure you provide all these documents to Australia Immigration and your visa will be granted. All right. So guys, the next on the list is your genuineness, okay, in applying for the sort of visa you are applying for. So for example, most people apply for visitors visa subclass 600, and when they get to Australia, they've got the intention of seeking other opportunities in Australia. When they find out this, they will reject your visa, okay? They will refuse your visa. So you need to provide some sort of evidence that yes, your intention is basically to come to Australia and for 3 months and go back to your country. Okay, so for example, you can tell them, oh, you work for a so and so company and you are on your annual leave. Hence, you decided to take some time off to come and relax in Australia, or come as a tourist in Australia, and you're returning back to your job. Okay, so you can provide evidence of maybe a written letter from your employer. Okay, you can also use a business that maybe you run your parents' business and you are here to come and do further economy test or something. Okay, you just need to provide something that yes, you are just here for the intended visa you applied for, and you have intentions of returning back home. All right, if you provide some sort of documentation to prove that, they'll approve your visa. Another reason you can get a visa refusal is character check. Okay, so they do a background check. So let's say if you have any criminal record and you don't declare that in your application, your visa will be refused. If they find out that you are being wanted in another country, your visa will be refused. Okay, yeah, so they do this background check to make sure that yes, you're a genuine person. All right, so the next on the list is health check. All right, so with every person that wants to enter Australia, you need to go and get your health or medical check. All right, so when they find out that you are not healthy, let's say you've got cancer, you got hepatitis B, you got HIV, you got any severe health issues, or you got any heart problems, they will refuse your visa, because I think they don't want it to be a burden on them. All right, yeah, if you have any sort of disease, you need to cure yourself first before you apply for the visa. Another on the list is financial documents. Okay, so most of the Australian visas will require you to provide financial statements. They want to make sure that yes, you can actually support yourself when you travel to Australia. All right, so you need to make sure you have a lot of money in your bank account, and you need to make sure you provide genuine bank statements. If someone is sponsoring you, you need to make sure the person can actually they need to make sure the person can actually provide supporting documents, okay, that will state that yes, when you get into Australia, they can actually take care of you or sponsor you. Hello guys, so another reason is sometimes Australia immigration will need further information. Okay, so they will request for you to provide some sort of like more evidence in regards to your application. When they do that, make sure within the few days you submit the sort of documents they are looking for. When they find out that you are delaying, yeah, they might refuse your visa based on that. Most times they give you up to 28 days to provide the sort of documents they are requesting from you. So if they need further documentations from you, make sure you provide these documents before the 28 days deadline. What I've noticed is if you can provide the documents to them within a couple of days when they requested for it, they'll know that you are genuine and they will approve your visa straight away. Most people still get their visa grants. If you give them what they want, trust me guys, they'll give you what you also want. Okay, when you're applying for your visa, it's not about what you want to give to Australian immigration, it's about what they are requesting for. So if they are requesting for that, make sure you give them that, and they'll also give you your visa grant. It's as simple as that. One of the mistakes most people also do is they over provide information. If the sort of visa you are applying for, the sort of documentation they need is ABCD, only give Australia immigration ABCD. Unless they request for more, then you give it to them. Do not over give them information, okay? Because if they find out something fishy with the extra documentation you gave to them, they will refuse your visa. As easy as that. So these are just basically some few points I just wanted to let you guys know. So in case you get your visa refused, you can just go back and do your checklist and make sure you check all the boxes. When you get your visa refused, can you reapply? Yes, you can reapply. In my next video, I'm going to talk about that process with you guys. My name is Kwame Chumisi. If you find this content useful, you know what to do. Click on that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you do not miss out. Bye.